Hi guys, welcome back to Allie's Digital Diary. Today we have a very, very, very special guest, the wonderful, the new graduate, upcoming graduate.
Mikey Haver. Thank you for having me, Allie.
Thank you so much for
It's
coming on.
it's been such a long time in the making, I can tell. Like I remember when you told me the first time that you wanted to bring me on, I was like, "Oh, I would love to." And that was what, almost a year ago?
It was almost a year.
Oh my goodness. And here we are today. And I'm really excited, to be honest. And scared.
Okay, don't be scared.
Oh.
Don't be scared. Well, Mikey, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, why, yes. Well, as many of you heard, I will be graduating very soon, actually Saturday, in fact, on May 9th, with my, not associates, my bachelor's degree in media arts from the University of North Texas. And actually, my grad photos got reposted to UNT today. So I feel pretty psyched. Shout out to Cameron Wallace for taking them. We had a great time taking those photos and making good memories. So yeah, a little bit about myself. I'm a huge film person. I love just getting out there and working the 12-hour days constantly. I will forever miss it from UNT, but I know I'm going to go and do great things. I'm mainly a script supervisor, so that's really what I focus on is continuity, as well as just making sure that the script is properly and accurately represented. And yeah, I actually just wrapped, or I just got, well, I did wrap. I just got the rough cut done for my final film ever at UNT called 16 Tapered Candles.
Yay!
Shout out. Which was my first time producing, directing, writing, as well as production designing. So it was a long process, but it's looking really good. I really am happy with it. Allie actually did the costumes, hair, and makeup, and I fear she did an amazing job. We went for this like Phantom of the Opera Gothic noir style, and it's so beautiful. I'm so happy with how it turned out.
And like I just have to say, guys, Mikey wore a lot of hats, and this wasn't just like a basic film.
Oh no.
Like the production was high. So for you to be a producer, director, writer, and production designer, if you see this, you're gonna be like, how did you do this?
For anyone asking, like, even if you aren't a film person, wearing a lot of hats sometimes it can be challenging, but it's honestly one of the most fun things you can do because you get to really touch every aspect of the film. But that's why you also include your friends and, you offer them a bunch of Little Caesars pizza and a bag of apples. Allie knows about a bag of apples, let me tell y'all.
Look at that.
You love your bags of apples. Bags of apples, cup of Capri Suns, and 12-hour days on one weekend, and we shot the whole entire thing, and it was a really, really great experience for a lot of people. I know that everyone had fun. Our camera people, Ava and Vincent, shout out. They absolutely loved it. Ava got to actually DP for once and not have to operate a camera, and she loved it. And then, Allie did a great job on hair and makeup, as well as SFX makeup. She had an assistant, Petra, I love her. But Allie really killed it that Saturday that she had to do the majority of this, like, face peel that happens within the story. And it turned out really good. It looks awesome. So I'm very excited. I had a lot of people. I had my main actress, Tabby Tudor. She normally is a crew member. Like, she is always above the line crew. She's fantastic. But she wanted to act, and I gave her the chance to act, and she told me that she's never gotten to smile or laugh so much on a set. And I was so happy that I was able to provide her with that opportunity.
And there's this, like, joy and this, like, presence and this sparkle that Mikey kind of brings to every set, where if you know Mikey's on the set, you're going to have a great time, and you're going to get ish done.
I'm afraid sometimes I'm a little too, like, weedy to get it done. As Allie, for those of you that don't know, Allie also just wrapped production on a very major project of hers, known as From Winter to Spring. That will be coming out soon, so stay tuned for that. It was an amazing process. I actually assistant directed for her, and it was definitely a learning curve for both of us. Mainly, I know for me it was a big learning curve. Getting adjusted to having someone above you and respecting them, as well as being able to communicate someone else's vision properly. And I definitely that was a challenge for me at first, I will admit. Like, I'm not going to get on here and lie. But towards the end, me and her really bonded and connected, and we were able to make a story that in the end made me cry. And my mother, who doesn't like any sort of rom-coms, she was like, "Oh my gosh," she loved it. And it turned out really good. So I'm very proud of her for sticking through that, because she also, I think, had to wear, you really had to wear all the hats.
Yeah.
We had a lot of struggles, but we got it done, and it looks amazing. And I can't wait to see what it does with festivals.
Me too. Now, thank you, Mikey. We're gonna start getting into the nitty-gritty with the questions. Okay, so my first question is, what is one thing in college no one prepared you for?
Honestly, one thing that no one prepared me for at this, I have two different things that I can say to this. I would say the first thing was the loneliness.
Ooh.
When I first got to UNT 2.5 years ago in 2024 of spring, I moved into West Hall. Allie knows about West Hall.
West Hall's
Communal
the best
bathrooms.
hall, right?
It's something. It's an experience that everyone, I think, should get to do. And for the first week, I moved in a week before classes started. The first day I could, because I was like, oh, I just touched the mic. Sorry. Because it was my first day, like, ever on a college campus, other than whenever I went and got my associate's degree, because I was a transfer student. But this was like living on campus, doing that experience. You know, everything that the movies always say, it's so good.
Mm-hmm.
I got there and it had frozen that week. So I didn't experience freezes coming from lower DFW. So for me, freezes didn't happen. I was not used to that. If they did, they would lasted a day. This one lasted like 3 days.
Yeah.
And I had to go buy pants. I don't wear pants. I had to buy pants for it. So I just sat in the dorm alone, because my other two roommates, they were already moved in, but they weren't there. Like, they were still on break for themselves. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm just sitting alone in a dark room in a bunk bed. And there was actually an earthquake my first night that I spent the night, and it shook my bunk bed, and I was terrified. And I called my mom the next day and said, I want to come home. I called her every single day for the first 2 weeks, and I was like, I want to go home. I can't. Like, I have no one here. There's nothing here. But then I started putting myself out there, and I met a lot of really great people through, like, the Baptist Student Ministry, and then I moved on to several media arts people like DKA, and, you know, I just started putting myself out there, and slowly started gaining new friendships, new connections, new networks. And it was a really, honestly, beautiful moment. But those first 2 weeks were so hard, because nobody tells you that whenever you become an adult, per se, when you move out of your parents' house and go into the dorms and start your college career, there's no one there to help you. Like,
Yeah.
you have to figure this out.
Yeah.
And I think it's just, like, they tell you all the time, you have to know what you're doing. You really don't, but you have to be able to adjust quickly and keep going.
Yeah.
So those first 2 weeks that was really terrifying. And then I guess the second thing that, like, going off of this question, that no one could prepare me for is, one, some of the people that you meet, and then two, some of the relationships or own self-sabotage that you can endure.
Yes.
I am a huge personality, as many of you can tell probably by how I'm talking today. And so for me, coming into loneliness, I really was quiet at first. I was a very quiet person when I first came to UNT. And then as soon as I could, I busted out of my shell. And with that, you kind of start to build relationships that, you know, sometimes they look great on the outside, but they can hurt after a long time. And it's not to say that anyone's, like, terrible, but, like,
Yeah.
it's a lesson. You get taught a lesson a lot.
Yes.
And then, you know, going on and, you know, you meet some amazing people, AKA the person sitting next to me. And, you know, some others. I have a whole list of people that I'm so glad that have been a part of my life. But yeah, going back on to the self-sabotage thing, no one prepares you for that. Because that's self-inflicted pain that you can't, like, it feels almost impossible to get past, but you definitely can. It's a process, like everything is. But I definitely say, yeah, those two things, the loneliness and the self-sabotage. You know, your mind is going to work against you a lot in college, and you have to learn how to get past that. And I think gaining that experience has made me a stronger person today. than I ever thought I would be. Like, if you would have told me 2 years ago when I started UNT, oh, hey, you're going to self-sabotage yourself so much, you're not even going to know who you are at one point, and it's going to be really hard for you, I would not believe you. I'd be like, I know who I am. But back then, of course, I was Michael. And now I fear I'm Mikey. And Mikey's been through a lot, but so has Michael. And I wouldn't have known anything. Next phase, this is actually my introduction to my next phase. Mike!
Big Mike!
No. I'm afraid I'm too young for Mike. Mike will come out when I'm like maybe 30 or 40. And then we'll switch to Mike.
Maybe, how about 25?
Oh, with my hairline, I think that we'll go with 25.
No!
Oh, my days.
And the biggest thing about self-sabotage is that you don't realize that you're doing it until, like, you're in too deep.
Oh, yeah, until you enter psychosis.
Right.
until you actually, like, kind of get clocked.
And you're like, wait a minute.
And then you're like, oh, maybe like life experience is real, but also sometimes I make it up in my own mind, and that's the issue. And that's the real tea, y'all.
Limerence is a scary thing, y'all.
I could spend a whole chapter on limerence, I feel like.
Man, yeah.
Limerence and self-sabotage, gosh. Put it in my memoir. Coming out soon. It's a 300-page book about my life, and I'm going to sponsor it now. AKA, there's nothing to sponsor. I haven't written anything.
The title is Michael, Mikey, and Mike.
My 3 mics. Like my 3 mice.
3 mics, 1 voice.
Oh, wait, that's kind of tea. You kind of cooked with that one.
3 mics, 1 voice.
3 mics, 1 voice. But here's the thing, I think there's also that thing of, there's also many voices inside of one's head. And each one is a different, like, emotion, thought, and sometimes there's other people's voices in your head. I know this sounds crazy, but stay with me here, y'all. Like, there's so many things going on inside of a person's mind, especially creatives. You really don't take the time to realize, oh my goodness. Like, Allie's an actress, for example, so I can imagine how many thoughts of dialogue are going on inside of her head. As an old actor myself, I know it was constant. I always had something going on. And I think that's kind of like what prepares you, but also can lead to your downfall if not taken properly. Yeah.
Like, you really have to take the time to get to know yourself. Like, you can't just, like, exist in the world, right? Like, you need to reflect.
You sure do.
Now, kind of going into kind of loneliness and community, like, what are some things that people overlook that are found in good friendships?
One of the things I think a lot of people overlook in good friendships is sometimes that healthy bond of knowing when to stop or when to, like, take a break. Because for those of you that don't know, me and Allie I've known her since I came to UNT spring 2024. And me and Allie actually had a moment where we weren't talking for a month and a half?
It was like the summer, kind of like to the end of the year.
Last year.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, and in that time, she'd started a relationship, and I'd started a healing process that needed to happen. Not that it needed, well, it did need to happen, but I'd finally taken the time for myself to start that journey. And so we were sitting outside. We were inside one day with friends, and she had walked up to me, and I could tell that mine and hers vibe was off.
Yeah.
And I was like, and in my head, I told my friend, I said, I will be right back, because this is not what I want to happen to this friendship. And I walked outside. I said, Allie, can I talk to you outside? And we went outside on the benches. And I said, for the betterment of both of us, I think it would be best if we take a break from each other to grow and to be better, because I don't like where we've gotten to. Because I definitely started to become fake. And I could feel myself, and I was like, ew, this is not who I want to be. This is not how I want to treat Allie. So we took that step outside, and I think because of that, we have a lot more health in our friendship.
Yes.
Because we were able to know when the two of us needed to be separate to grow, and then we can come back. And we're stronger than ever. And I think it's a lot of people don't realize. You're going to have moments in friendships when you don't like the other person, or when issues arise and one of you's hurting or the other one's hurting, and you either don't want to be there or you do want to be there, or you're going to have those moments, and no one really tells you, like, how to handle them. And honestly, one of the best things I could recommend is, 1, communication.
Yeah.
Talk about it.
Yeah. Yeah. Even if it's like the most like uncomfortable like feelings
Yes.
that might hurt their feelings, like you have to say something.
Because if you don't, you're going to build, not one, you'll build up resentment. And then two, what are you holding on to? You're just going to, it can make it end a lot quicker in a very negative way.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of times people really overestimate that and choose the evil route or the angrier route because it's easier. Which honestly, at the end of the day, it's not.
Mm-mm.
It's so much easier to walk up to someone and be like, hey, let's take a break. Or, be like, here's what happened. Here's how I feel. What can we do to adjust? And I think there's beauty in that to realize the importance of what a break or what a moment away can do. Because sometimes when you're surrounded by all the people, that's all you know.
Yeah.
And when you take yourself out of that situation, you can take a look back and be like, wow. Either I can adjust, and because it's not to say that's always my fault. There were so many things I've done wrong,
and I have done wrong.
And you're saying me and you would have never known them if we didn't communicate, or take that moment to breathe, because we were both able to grow from that.
And also like having people who can guide us and redirect us, because we both in those periods, I had somebody who I would talk to. Mm-hmm. And kind of like break down our friendship, and you had people that you would go to. So like meeting in the middle and hearing other people's perspectives, but also like knowing what we have in our heart.
Yeah.
And
knowing what's true to us.
Yes.
Because that's very important.
That's the most important thing.
Because if there's one thing that mine and Allie's friendship taught me, other people will sometimes like interject.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Yes.
We don't have to get into it.
We don't have to get into that.
Me and Allie have been through a lot, and a lot of people put assumptions on both of us in our relationship. Yeah, and I was like, y'all. Yeah. Even I put assumptions on our relationship, and that's one of the mistakes I've made, like almost all the time. So it's just you just have to know how to get past that.
Yeah. Oh my! I forgot about that. Okay, that's the other thing. That's the other thing. Like you also can't let other people dictate that, and also PSA. If there are two people and they're not talking or something and something, stay out of grown folks' business. That's the best thing, because at the end of the day, we're going to kiki again, and you're going to be an outlier. So just save yourself the trouble and just stay out of grown folks' business.
Because, I mean, if anything, like, it's crazy to think that some of those moments made me and Allie stronger. Because it's like we realized we were like, wait, that's not at all what we...
Like, girl, what you doing?
Sorry, this is not supposed to be a podcast for tea, y'all, and I promise the whole episode is not going to be just tea.
No, we're reflecting.
We are unpacking, and I, like, completely forgot that, like, me and Allie had a whole phase where me and her both were fed different things about each other and about our own friendship.
Yes.
And we both had to just take it, and then we would both be like, then we'd text each other or made up with each other and be like, this didn't happen, or this was like we were like, this is not how we felt, but and that comes with like also like apologizing, because sometimes in the way that I would speak about the friendship to the people that I would run to was not at all what was happening.
Yeah, and for me, I feel like especially like your last encounter before that break, you view everything from that like lens. And it's like it's also a coping mechanism, because then all the good times it would hurt more, you know. But it's like the truth is like, you did have good times, but now you need a little break.
And it's also, I think a lot of people also, you need to look at the happy times you had with people.
Yeah.
Because yes, there's so many negatives, but some of the people that I've had the most negative moments with, I've had also the most positive.
Yeah. And on top of that, like now Mikey has his own friend group and his own circle. I have my own friend group and my own circle. And it's not like we're back together again. We need to intermingle everything. Like, it's also important that we have our own lives.
Oh, my goodness. I don't think this is talked about enough.
No.
Because that's with how me and my best friend Kay are. We both have our separate groups, but when we won't... I haven't seen her since November.
Wow.
It's
you haven't talked to her in a...
I talked to her this morning. I texted her this morning. Me and her were chit-chatting. But... yeah, I haven't seen her in 6 months, but let me tell you, when I go and see her, girl, it's like she never left.
Exactly. And those are the best, like the low maintenance, But
no control either.
no control, like if, hard times are coming, I always know that I can go and reach out to Mikey and like just cry.
I did it Sunday. I
Yeah.
reached out to Allie and I told her to pray for me.
Yeah.
I was like, and it's weird because I don't have that bond with anyone else really anymore. I had a couple like in high school, but it was nice to have someone else that I could text and be like, hey, just take a moment for me real quick, even because I'm really, it's really hard, It's a chapter of my life coming to a close, and I was like navigating that. I was like the first thing to do is go to God. So.
And that's kind of another thing, like for all of the friends who are friends with believers, who people are still developing their own faith.
Yeah.
Finding that balance, right? Finding that balance with being a friend and also like being open for them. I think a lot of Christians come into this space where they're like, oh, I can't be friends with non-believers, or oh, I need to keep everything distanced. And it's like, dude, like the earth is big. Like it's about planting seeds, right? And it's about being there, because there's so many lessons that God has spoken through Mikey so many times.
Almost a little. He speaks a lot.
A lot.
I fear.
Where I'm like stressed, and Mikey's like, Allie.
I'm like, let me hold space for those of you, your Wicked fans.
And I'm just like, oh, okay, I see.
Because sometimes, like, and I think that can also relate back to when we were talking about self-sabotage, of how, like, sometimes when you just give it away and take it off yourself, or there's someone there to give it to you, or, you pray it off. You know, there's always ways, and it's dealing with that. That's awesome. Yeah.
Now, kind of we talked about the kind of good things, but what are some red flags when it comes to making friends in college?
Some red flags?
Yeah.
Honestly, here's the thing. If there's one thing I've learned, a lot of times you aren't going to see the red flags until you're already either done or in it.
Yeah.
Because how are you supposed to really know a person and call them a friend and not, like, you have to know the person to see their red flags, I feel like. And there is times when you can catch them real quick.
Yeah, because there are some people in college who like, hi, my name is this person, I'm like crazy and I lie and I cheat and I steal. Which, believe them, because those people do exist.
But I mean, even then, sometimes, like, and this may sound crazy to me, they may say one thing, but they can act completely different.
Yeah.
Because Allie could tell you all day, like, I'm a cheater, but am I really?
Yeah.
Do I really cheat? No.
Yeah.
Like, one, I don't have a relationship, so I can't cheat. And two, media arts doesn't have tests, so there's no way for us to cheat. So it's like, they're like, you can say one thing about yourself, but it can be a total lie.
Yeah.
I could say I'm wearing hot pink right now, and our listeners would believe it. Doesn't mean it's true. And I think that's why I kind of like, I don't know. That question's hard for me to answer because you really don't know until you know the people.
That's true.
Because
that's true.
Some things that may come across as like red flags may not be the case at all.
Yeah. And you may not know the reason.
Oh, of course, because there's so many reasons of why some people do decisions. And I think that's fascinating sometimes of, maybe even diving into how people process emotions or even handle themselves. And we can talk about that all day long.
Yeah.
But it's like, I don't know, in my opinion, you cannot find red flags like almost instantly. Sometimes you can, and you will.
Sometimes, but other
are they
times,
right?
Yeah.
So that's why I think for me, it's more of you don't know until you get there. But at the same time, I'm going to steal a quote from someone that told me, they're like, your heart's meant to break. It's also meant to heal. Yeah. And without heartbreak, what are you learning?
Yeah.
If you don't put yourself out there, there's
and
nothing
love
for you to
fully.
Learn. Yes.
And give yourself fully. Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the interesting concepts of like you bring up the red flag question is that, yeah, you're gonna know some red flags, but I think we all overlook it sometimes because of our circumstances.
And we all overlook our own red flags.
Oh,
too.
100%.
Yeah.
So it's like it's interesting, but you really don't know until you're either done or in it.
Yeah. And
then you really start to see it. And then sometimes you feel hurt, but without that hurt, you wouldn't have learned.
And some red flags... Oh, say it again.
So I think excuse me. I already forgot what I said.
Some red flags you heard.
My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
I think without having learned or experienced people's red flags, you wouldn't have learned.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Now, kind of talking about red flags and kind of like our own red flags, for you, because I know there is a period in time where the pressure was getting worse.
Oh. The kitchen was hot. Let me tell you.
The kitchen was hot. In college, I feel like everybody goes to this point where their mental health is down.
Yeah.
And so for you, looking back, what were some warning signs from yourself that you were going into the dip? And how did it present itself to other people?
For me, honestly, it was the way I talked about myself or talked to other people. I started treating people a lot differently. I became meaner, which is crazy. It's true, but for me, the concept of me being mean, I had always been called a sweet kid and all these other things. So me becoming mean was definitely one of the signs. And then slowly I started, it was also the hygiene. I showered every other day, which is kind of gross to think about now. I was like, yuck.
That's Bush's.
That's Bush's baked beans, because let me tell you, I was like, what am I doing? And then there was the decline in that. Some days I just want to lay in bed all day and skip classes. Well, actually, I don't think I skipped class that much, now that I think about it. I still showed up. But still, it's like you had the hygiene things, and then not eating. I stopped eating.
Yeah. Yep.
Allie remembers.
I'd be like, me, you go landing.
And I would tell her, I'd be like, I'm not coming. I think there was many times where I actually didn't go.
Yeah.
And it's it's kind of devastating but yeah, so because one thing about me, y'all, I will mess up some good food. I love food with all my heart, but during that time, I just stopped. And I lost a lot of weight. I feel great, but it was not done the way I wanted it to. And I think that was the most issue thing, was the eating, because I completely stopped, and I wouldn't even eat my necessity. So for me, it was just these were the signs of, oh my goodness. And my mother told me that it was Mother's Day last year. Was it Mother's? Yes, it was Mother's Day last year, and I was in the kitchen at home, and I had just gotten home from my dorm. And from moving out, and she pulled me aside and she said, why are you so miserable when you're home? Well, sorry, why are you so miserable when you're home? And I was like, what are you talking about? And she said, you've changed and you're no longer that happy kid that I raised. And I was like, whoa. I was like, it's affecting my home life now. So that was kind of one of the signs where I was like, I'm really kind of losing myself. And that was also near the turning point of everything. So, because I didn't want to be home. Even though home was safe, I didn't want to be there. I wanted to be alone, which is weird for me, because I'm not a person that likes to be alone. I do now. Oh, I love being alone now. Sometimes, the other day I was telling Allie, I was having a conversation with a friend, and I had 11 people walk up to me and want to start other conversations. And I was like, and I just wanted to sit there with that one friend and focus on that one friend. And I was like, wow, I would never, I never thought, my bubbly personality, my outgoing self, wanting to turn people away for conversation. Crazy. But that was recently. That's not something that I think relates to the mental health, the signs. But I was just it's interesting. I think it came from that. So, and the growth that I had in myself. I have a very big fan base. Not like that. I'm not trying to, but I have a lot of people who genuinely they find joy whenever I'm in the room, and I'm like, I couldn't be more happier. And I'm not trying to sound narcissistic or anything. It's
He's not.
Was genuinely
this is facts.
Too many by
facts.
two other people that I really they always are so happy to see me, and I was like, I could say I was like, same to you. I was like, I love our conversations. I love seeing you, and I was like, I really hate that after this there really is nothing else. It's career for me.
I do have to say, that because last night Mikey and I watched The Devil Wears Prada.
Yes.
And when you reached
The
out
Devil
to
Wears Prada
me,
too.
when you reached out to me, I was like, Mikey's reaching out to me, and we're watching a movie. Like, I'm Mikey's friend.
Oh, her body tea. No.
No, like because a lot of people want to be Mikey's friend. Like, a lot of people want to be, I think, as close as we are. But
Yeah.
they know that, like, they don't know the half of the work.
I think a lot of people don't realize that I'm a very hard person when it comes to the day. I'm very high maintenance.
Yeah.
And and one thing I've always been told is that like my energy is sometimes too much for people.
I don't believe that. Screw them.
Oh wow, I did not expect that. But no, I honestly see it. Like, cause sometimes I really am a lot. I really am loud.
I think it may be like some of the stuff you talk about. Maybe that's what they're interpreting. But
I do have a crazy mouth. The silence. I do say some really crazy things. I'm very witty.
Yeah.
And I
clever.
I say
very
things.
Smart. You're very smart.
Smart where? GPA maybe.
You have to. Well, and you have to be smart in order to be clever and witty and quick with it.
I don't know. Sometimes I think it's easier for me as well to play the dumb friend because it's kind of more fun.
You do. That's one thing you did tell me. Like you don't like people to discover like your smarts. Like you'd rather it be like a last minute. Like, oh wait, guys, I have this.
I would rather you just randomly, everyone be at their last resort, and then me be like, oh, I have that. You didn't tell me.
Yeah.
It's not to be like crazy, but it's just like I feel like if I show my full potential, people will get wore out with me quicker.
And honestly, I don't know.
They can't handle it.
Because I feel like I'm the opposite.
Real. You show a lot of potential right up front.
Yeah. And I think at times I kind of wish that I
held it back.
Yeah. Because it
really surprises people sometimes.
Yeah.
I think that was one of the things coming into advanced film and all that. A lot of people were not prepared for me and what I could do.
Because they always think you're like the fun person, like the.
And I am.
Hey,
I mean, it's not to say
it's
that I'm
both,
not.
right? The duality of man, right?
And I think a lot of people forget about that work and play thing,
right?
Because I'm a player. I do enjoy a low key.
But when it's our time to work, because Mikey and I, we rebuilt, our marketing team way back from the ground up. Like, we stayed in the library.
It was really just you. Oh, wait, no, you're talking about DKA.
I'm talking about DKA. You forgot about that. Like, guys, we stayed at the library for, 3 hours.
And drew on a little whiteboard.
And we completely filled it. We structured the entire thing from the freaking ground up.
And it's one of those experiences that I'm like, no one would ever know that I do stuff like that. Until
it's time to work. Yeah.
And it's because you have to wait for the right moment, right time. And sometimes and even now, I recently, when the ice storm came, I made a quick reel and it had thousands of views and people really loved it. And I was like, wow, wait, really am making content that people enjoy. Mm-hmm. And it was a simple little thing that probably has copyrighted stuff in it. Sorry, copyright laws. But everyone loved it. And I was like, that's one of my main things I've always told myself. I want to make sure that 1, everyone feels safe around me, and 2, people can laugh.
Yeah.
Because if there's one thing I've always been commenting on, everyone loves my laugh ever since I was a kid. Everyone's I had parents in elementary school, they'd be like, your child, they tell my mom and they told me, they'd be like, my daughter or son comes home and talks about your laugh.
Aww.
And I was like, oh my goodness. So I've always stuck with me because I was told that very young. And I was like, I want to make sure that people always remember me, 1, for my laugh, and 2, for just being genuinely myself and happy. Because I was raised that way. My mother always told me, and father, told me to be myself uniquely and don't let people take that. Ooh, sorry, I'm breaking up. To always be myself and don't let people take that away from me.
And I think that has also been the consistent one, even in moments when I was not myself.
I still kept that up.
And kind of going into that, what are some myths that you had to unlearn once you got out of that depression, that slump?
Can I ask what you mean by myths?
So one myth would be, if I show somebody who I truly am, they will hurt me.
Ooh.
That's like another example. Or if I put my heart out on my sleeve, I'll always get hurt. I need to conceal more because I am safer that way.
I think because I'm definitely a different wired person.
Yeah.
And for me, I think I really do wear a lot of myself outside of myself, if that makes sense.
Okay, expand on that.
So, like, for example, like, I am no stranger to talking about what I've been through.
Yeah.
And I know that, honestly, I shouldn't be doing that. Because sometimes I either find myself reliving a moment or...
you tell the wrong person.
Or I tell the wrong person.
Yeah.
But you don't know until you tell people.
Yeah.
And then you have to kind of just adjust from there. You know?
Yeah.
But I've met so many good people based on the stories I tell. And I've really helped other people. So I think it's beneficial for both parties. For the ones that keep it in, it's good for them because all their stuff is inside and they deal with it themselves. And I think for the people like me who talk about it and who are open about it, sometimes we can find more healing in that, or community. And you know, it's not to say that you won't always, like, you will always end up, someone will take it the wrong way or someone will use it against you, whatever. But without that, you aren't learning anything. And sometimes the best relationships are the ones where sometimes they teach you something or that they test you, you know? And I think it's just, I don't know, honestly. I'm a person who wears my stuff on my sleeves because what do I have to hide? You know? Do I have to be embarrassed about something? Do I have to be embarrassed of the person I was? No. You have to love every version of yourself constantly. And if you don't, you're going to lose yourself. And it really, the person I was not who I wanted to be, but I still have to love that person. I still have to love myself today. And there's a lot of forgiving that I had to do both internally and externally to get to who I am today. You know? So that's why I'm like, I guess that's why I find uniqueness in talking about it. I'm also a yapper. And I love to beat a dead horse. Oh, my days.
Your newest thing, a dead horse hates to see.
Well, here's the thing. So that actually started with me and Bree, which Bree is also one of those people that me and Bree became really, really close over the last year or so. And Bree is honestly like, she's like my new lavender marriage. Well, wait, maybe I can't say that. She's my new wife. I have to be careful because if my family listens to this. But my mother knows. We just couldn't tell anyone else. We just couldn't tell anyone else. But
lavender's just a really pretty color, guys.
Right. And if you want to know the definition of lavender, don't look it up. But no, yeah, me and Bree we got really close, and it was me and her she always says, oh, a dead horse hates to see me coming, and I'm like, Bree, I love you, because me and her have a hoot and a holler. Let me tell you,
it's so fun being around them and like listening to their conversations.
Because it's such a unique thing. Because what we both came out of and where we're both at in our friendship is really awesome. Yeah. Because it was like, I never thought that me and Bree would be that close. And here we are today. And me and Bree like text every day, all day. I would quote something, but it's not very appropriate. I want that one, if you know that meme.
Oh, no. Okay.
My bad. That may be copyright. We may have to cut that.
Oh, my gosh.
But no, it's like, yeah. And if I wouldn't have worn my stuff on my sleeve, me and Bree wouldn't be friends, I don't think. Because me and her we talked about experiences, and then we got to bond, and then now we're better than ever.
And it's also good as a friend on the outside to see you, like, get to know these really good people who are Team Mikey, not Team...
Well, I mean, here's the thing. There isn't really teams. Let's talk about this.
Really?
Does there have to be teams?
Well, like, supportive.
Okay, yeah.
You know, like, I want to see Mikey win.
I think teams was the wrong term, but I see where you're coming from.
So, how would you phrase it? Like...
I wouldn't say...
Go Mikey?
No, not go Mikey. Just, like, someone who understands you.
Yeah, who wants to see you win and thrive, because you didn't always have that. So it's really nice on the outside looking in to watch people. I think once you kind of like were more confident in yourself, to watch people kind of come and be like, oh my gosh, this is an amazing person, Mikey.
Yeah.
We're going to root for him. We're going to watch him like grow. I think it's been just really sweet on the other side of it, like watching, you know, people who really love and care about you.
Yeah.
Genuinely. Who want not like who don't care if you give him this or that, you know, who just want you to win and want you to succeed.
Yeah. It's happiness, and I'm glad to bring that to the table.
Now, also, like, how can a friend best support somebody who is struggling?
I don't think there's any right or wrong way to do it,
Mm-hmm.
because for each circumstance it's different. I've supported a lot of people, and a lot of people have had to support me. Y'all don't see me, but I'm pointing at Allie. You know, my dad told you he held both your hands, and
I was shocked.
He was like, "Oh, how are you, sweetie? You are, you know, my son talks about you all the time. I'm so thankful that you were here to help him through everything." Like,
I was shocked.
I guess restate the question again. I'm so sorry.
No, you're all good. Like, how can a friend best support the person that's struggling?
Just really all I can say is show up.
Yeah.
Because even when you show up, sometimes it's not going to be reciprocated.
And that's okay. That doesn't matter, guys.
And even then, as long as you're there, I think that's what a lot of times I can find validation in that I was there, even if I don't get it returned. I tried.
Yeah.
And that's not supposed to be sneaky, like, oh, I tried, they aren't responding to me. Oh, like, it's not supposed to be that. It's supposed to be like, I'm putting my energy in because I want to, not for anything else. You know? And I want to be there to support you, or I want to be there for your happiest moment. I want to be there for your lowest moment. I want to be whatever. But it's like, you just be there. Send that message. Even if you don't think that they're going to respond, be like, hey, how was your day? Or just, I love going, hey, Trade. I love sending
Hey,
that.
Trade.
Hey, Trade. For those of you that don't know, I have caught on to a new saying over this last semester where I say trade.
Trade.
Everything's trade. Allie's podcast trade. Yeah. Everything is trade, but nothing at all as well. My bad. I didn't mean to get off track.
Oh my god.
Everything, everywhere, all is trade. If movie reference, I actually have never seen Everything Everywhere All at Once.
It would make you cry.
I feel like I've already experienced it.
I feel like that's a movie that you'll love specifically. Well, that kind of sounds crazy. Okay, for everybody who's seen Everything Everywhere All at Once and who has listened to this conversation, like, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So thank you.
Yeah.
But
the hot dog hands.
There we go. Right.
We have a special listener today, by the way. We'll get to that later, though.
Soon.
Very soon.
Okay.
Having a little kiki over there.
Having a little key. Okay. So.
Oh, sorry, we got off track. Yeah. Just show up.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing: if you need to bother the hell out of somebody with "How are you doing?"
Bother the hell.
You know, excuse my French, but like, yeah, do it.
Yeah.
Because you never know what another person's going through, and sometimes you do know, but you don't actually know.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people take for granted what other people are feeling, or
and what they show.
Yes.
Yeah.
Allie.
Oh. Guys, yeah, I love to put on a brave face.
Allie loves to put on a little mask and go on about her day.
Yeah.
But I will say, sometimes that mask is comfortable, isn't it?
Yeah, of course it is.
And I don't mean to like jab at you, but I
mean, I don't want people in my business.
As someone who puts on that mask, it's comfort.
I don't want people to know what I'm going through. You don't look like what you're going through.
Yeah. And sometimes, keeping your head down really helps with that.
No.
Because I'm also a person who puts my head down sometimes.
No
Sorry,
more
y'all.
self-sabotage.
That's a niche reference.
No.
Niche reference trade.
Oh, that's a premium episode content.
It really could be. I could, a part 2. I have an idea for a part 3.
Damn. I'm gonna need to actually go to therapy.
Oh!
No,
Guys,
no.
you heard it here. I was the one that sent Allie
To
into
therapy.
Damn. That actually sounds pretty terrible.
No, it's okay. Mikey
Is it?
Mikey's somebody who made me realize like a lot of things about myself that I didn't really want to know. That it's kind of good.
I could say the same thing though.
Yeah. You know, okay, so one thing is like
Did
we
you hear
clock
that?
each other. Yeah.
Did the like metal pipes? I was waiting for like a cat meow. You know? But go ahead. I'm so sorry.
No, one thing is we clock each other.
Mm-hmm.
And so a lot of times I clock Mikey, but when Mikey clocks me, it burns.
Oh.
It burns, it stings.
I think the most significant one was when we were talking about siblings. And we don't have to get into that one if you don't want to.
Damn, it's okay.
What do you mean it's okay?
You could share.
No, because I don't want to put your business out there.
Oh, that's fair. I appreciate that.
Because I can bring it up because it's like what we talked about. But like,
Yeah.
sibling relationships, we all have them.
Sibling dynamics.
Yeah. I had clocked Allie really bad on one because I was the other end of what she was going through. So I was able to relate to her because I know how she's feeling.
And that was too quick.
It was too quick. And I was like, maybe I should take a step back.
Yeah.
Let me drink my Diet Coke.
Going back, just to kind of this question, okay.
Mm-hmm.
What is one big lesson that has helped you shape your identity?
Ooh, one big lesson?
Yeah.
I feel like there was multiple lessons to get me here.
The biggest one that you want to talk about?
Oh, this one's really stumping me. What has shaped your identity? Wait, no, I'm reading the wrong thing. Say it one more time. Or maybe rephrase it.
Okay. Well, let's start.
No, just go ahead.
You know, what has shaped your identity in college? How do you want to rebrand it after? What do you want to keep and what do you want to take away?
Ooh. I think the anger is one thing I want to get rid of. The anger is something that I started to struggle with. And it didn't happen until I came to UNT, was when the anger really came out. That's one thing I'd be like, throw it away. Get rid of it. I was always told, don't go to bed angry at night. Always make sure to go to bed happy. Or at least like calm. Or neutral. Because you never know what you don't want to go to bed and not... You don't want to go to bed angry and never wake up. Because then you were always angry. So... always try and calm down before you go to bed. That's my suggestion. Don't go to bed angry. Don't ever go to sleep angry. That's the worst thing you can do. So yeah, the anger. Something I want to keep myself. I think I had to give up a lot of myself in the healing process or reinvent myself. And some things I'm glad I changed to, but some things I'm like, I kind of wish I would have stayed the same. Or at least adjusted a little bit. But some things did major changes. I don't know. Here's the thing, that's a really hard question because I think one thing about my process is it's non-linear, as anyone's. And I think I'm still on that journey. So for me, I really haven't had that big thing. I think the biggest thing was learning I have to do this myself. You know? Like this is a solo journey. Well, it's not entirely solo, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Other people can only do so much. I have to grow myself. I have to learn to love myself. And I think I've really grown into knowing that I love myself. But there's still sometimes those struggles. And it's that part of that non-linear healing, you know? So for me, I don't know what my biggest moment would have been. Maybe the biggest moment was when I got caught. Yeah. Because that's when everything came
crumbling down. Yeah.
I guess it's getting caught. Because I think at the time, I didn't realize what I was doing. Like, I knew, but I didn't know. You know? So getting caught was probably the biggest thing, honestly.
Also encouragement to, like, if you have friends and they are treating you a certain way that isn't aligned with their character,
And
Let
sometimes
them
it's not even
know.
friends. Sometimes you treat yourself not okay.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think learning to not blame other people for your problems was one of the biggest thing that I had to learn. Because I caused so many problems. But if I continue to blame others, where's my responsibility?
Yeah.
And I think it's taking that responsibility that a lot of times I'm so grateful I did, you know? Because I did a lot. It took a lot to get to go down so far down a hole.
Yeah.
But I'm crawling back up at a like really good pace, you know?
Yeah.
And if without getting caught or without getting told, I would have never changed because I was in full belief that I was doing the right thing or doing something that was in my favor. You know, you don't know until
It's
it's
time.
time. And I think a lot of people can relate to that. Everyone's going to tell you something, but until you believe it for yourself,
Nothing will change.
nothing will change.
Yeah.
And I stand by that.
Yeah.
You have to put in the work for yourself. And I'm so grateful that it technically took 13 people to tell me before I realized, one in particular. And that's when it finally set in. And I was like, wow, I really do need help. And it took that long for me to realize that. But at the same time, even though it took 13 people, technically 14, including myself, because I had to make the choice, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. Yeah, it's getting caught. It's getting told. But you still have, from that being told, you have to know when you have to take your own responsibility and do it yourself.
We're going to kind of pivot to this section.
Okay. Go ahead.
How do you heal from unrequited love?
Unrequited?
Unrequited love.
Oh, it got real quiet. You have to put some music over that. Shattering like glass, it's the breaking of my heart. Yeah, right. Oh. I think one of the biggest things is, and I think I can relate it back to earlier. You have to know yourself and you have to, like, you've broken your own heart here, you know? A lot of times, sorry. I just gotta look. That's my fault. We'll bring in that special audience member very soon. Let me tell y'all, I'm so ready for this person to speak. It's not even funny. Ask it one more time. I really need to hear it again.
How do you heal from unrequited love? Requited.
It was requited.
Yeah,
It's requited?
I thought it was requited.
I thought it was requited.
No.
I was gonna bring it up later. I said, let me bookmark this.
I seriously, like, this whole time I thought it was unrequited.
It's requited.
It's actually requited?
Yeah.
Here, you wanna
Hold for the Google.
hold? No, it's right here.
You had it on deck.
Here's the, because this is going to take a minute. I'm so sorry to the listeners out there. Say it again.
Unrequited.
Unrequited.
So you doing the bending.
Okay, I'll go back to my cable.
All right, okay. I'm so sorry. Oh my goodness. Okay, I guess, so here's what we'll do. So you can crop this part out if you want to. You can restate the question and I'll try and take it for real this time.
No, you're good. How do you heal from unrequited love?
It's definitely, like I said, it's a linear process. And you have to realize that Honestly, you know what I really want to say? I'm almost thankful for it. I put a lot of energy into something that I really wanted to happen, and it really made me realize I can love in a way I want to.
Yeah.
Even in moments of the unhealthiness, um, I still wanted to give that energy to someone. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And I found happiness in knowing that I can, I know how I want to love now because of that and what I don't want to, you know? But going back to your question, because I feel like there really is no way to accurately heal, you know? I think it's different for everyone.
Yeah.
Um, I'm a person who loves memories and loves cherishing moments I have with people. Like today, I will never forget. Um, and um, you really just there's no real way to do it. I think once you've loved someone, it's hard to forget them.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't think I ever will. And I mean, that's something that I have to work through. And here's the thing, I know it one day it'll be like in the back of my mind, but it's still there. Um, you have to appreciate the other person and appreciate them for what they could give you, and realize that just because they can't provide it to you doesn't mean they don't do anything or don't appreciate you at all. Because I know that person is out there rooting for me or, wants to see me get better. And I'm so thankful that have been here for the process, which is it's not something everybody can talk about or say they've experienced, which is something that I think a lot of people don't get to experience is having the person still in your life, you know?
Yeah.
And it's a challenge. It really is, but it's one of those things I'm very glad I have the lesson and opportunity to get that. Um, it's a lot of time with yourself. You're either journaling, sitting in a room listening to music, writing a whole short film, writing a whole feature film. It's just taking everything you have in yourself, really, and learning what can I do to channel the emotion or I don't know. Like it's so I guess
Complex.
yeah.
There's not like one way to do
Mm-mm.
any of it.
But if I had to pinpoint things, it's putting yourself in new experiences, um, sitting with yourself, growing with yourself, appreciating the person, both of yourself and the other person, for what they have given you or what you've had with that person.
Yeah.
And then it's a slow process, and it's one that gets me to this day. You know, that's why I texted Allie on Sunday, because it's hard, and I don't think like a lot of people experience that. And then you just throw limerence on top of that, and that's a fun word.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think there's really any proper way to heal except for probably the best thing to do would be probably to the best thing would probably be to walk away. But that's not how it works for me. in my opinion. Um, yeah, because you really just have to. I don't know. I think you can walk away without walking away. You know what I mean? You can be at a distance. Um, sorry.
It's okay.
You live in the happiness of what they could give you, and you kind of just appreciate it, and you move on. That's really, I think that's as much as I could say, because I mean, we could have a whole separate episode on this. I am so grateful for having this experience, and I would genuinely say I'm glad it happened when it did, and I'm content with where we're at. You know. But it's looking at those happy moments and just thanking them for the person they are, because they are amazing. And I am too. And I know both of us will one day have everything we wanted. And I think that is one of the things that you have to tell yourself. You're like, there is other options, and there is happiness. And you have to mourn the idea, the dream. And once you do that, you really kind of regain yourself and regain that love for yourself. And you realize, I am capable of loving someone, and someone is capable of loving me. And that's, you just look at those happiest, and you just look at your happiest moments. And even if they are with this person, if they aren't with this person, mine are with this person sometimes. And it's gonna be really hard, you know, because you create a dream in your mind and a life, and you just have to take that moment to realize sometimes it's not going to happen, and it's okay that it won't, because I can say I'm glad that my heart was broken, because I would have never learned anything about myself or how to change or how to grow if it wasn't for this. So you heal in what's best, in the best way that you can for yourself. Everyone's going to tell you differently, but you really need to just know yourself and know what works for you, because it's different for everyone. They can throw you textbook stuff all day. Your mother could tell you what to do. Me and Allie both know that. But until you make the decision for yourself and figure out what works best for you, whether that's journaling. I personally loved letters. I have a lot of letters that either were given or not given. Poetry. I love poetry, writing, script writing. Going back to the film earlier, the film is an experience in itself of the feeling, the healing process, the emotion behind it all. 16 tapered candles. Sorry, I need something to cheer up the mood. For our listeners, I will say my face is very wet right now.
So is mine.
And my nose is stuffy. I feel like I haven't said enough.
I think you said everything you needed to.
I guess that, if I had to say one more thing about it, if the person's listening or not listening, I guess I would just say thank you for everything. I couldn't be more than happy to have had you in my life, have all the people in my life like Allie. And I know that while things are not going to go the way I wanted, or the way I think any of us expected, or deep down I know that I at least tried.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm very happy that I got to experience everything. And I'm even more happy with the person that it was. And the person of who I am and who I was. Because it's really, I think, a beautiful story built on a lot of my first moments and a lot of my hurt, and a lot of my own comfort. And Allie and two other people, the person included, really have shaped me in a way that it's like, let me start singing For Good from Wicked. I wouldn't trade that for the world. And I know I'm going to grow and find someone who does love me and can return it, and I don't know, it's just,
Yeah.
I will always care and love for someone. And even if it's not returned, I at least know how I feel.
Because I knew you.
I just hit the mic. I'm looking forward to what life brings in store for everyone. You, me, him, everyone else. Because I know all of us will be happy.
Mm-hmm.
And I was talking about this with a friend earlier this week, and I was like, are you talking about how much energy I put in or whatever? Sometimes you just want to be chosen. And it doesn't have to be as a boyfriend or as a love interest. Sometimes you just want to be chosen as a friend because of the comfort someone has given you. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but sometimes you have to choose yourself. And I really wanted to be chosen a lot. Yeah, I mean, who doesn't? I know Allie sometimes wants to be chosen. Not right now, though. She's taking a break from being chosen.
Evil Mikey, evil.
I don't blame her at all. Oh, my face. I look like a tomato right now.
You guys probably can't see, but I was crying. Now, my last question is, what are your next steps for the future? Oh my gosh.
Finding the happiness within myself is the most important thing I think I need to find. Because I have so much unseen potential. And I can just sit at home all day. I can run. I could scroll on TikTok all day. But I choose not to sometimes. And it's in those moments when I choose to put myself out there, to go and do things, to go and try new experiences, to meet new people, to do all these amazing opportunities that I'm given. I have to continue that. Because if I just let myself sit in a moment of sadness or anger or discomfort, how am I going to change? How am I going to learn? How am I going to grow?
Yeah. That's the key. That's the thing right there.
You really for me, I have to keep going. And let me tell you, I love coming home, spending 15-hour days, then coming home and showering, going right to bed. Because in that day, there's so much I have accomplished. Even if I haven't accomplished anything, even if I just went out to go eat with myself. Or if I went and met a friend, went to the store, did laundry, got up and did something for me or something that like benefited me. Learned a new skill, edited a video, met up with an old friend, wrote another letter, wrote a poem, shot a film. That energy of keeping going even when things are tough or being creative. I think that's one of the things that makes me most happy is when I'm creative. Because I got a lot in my mind. Let me tell y'all. She's running 90 miles an hour. I almost started tapping the mic like ASMR. I don't know why I wanted to hold it for a second. Yeah. I just want to be more creative. And just, because, and it goes back to saying, because I'm going right into the career field right after I graduate. I don't want to do any more education. I may come back and do a master's, not here, or maybe here, who knows, later on in life, but it's the end of my educational journey for now. And I'll still learn things, but I won't learn things in a classroom setting. And I forgot where I was going with this. The one thing I really want to focus on is being creative and staying creative. Now I know where I was going with this. They say when you love what you do, you never work a day in your life.
Yes.
And I stand by that. Because did I love DQ? Well, that's the answer for y'all to figure out next time. But I loved working fast food, which is crazy to think, but I just like the high energy environment because you're always going. And then I transitioned that into film and media and creative. And it's that energy that I absolutely love, and I would say I wouldn't consider it working. Me and Allie spent probably over 100 hours on set together.
Yeah. If
or
more.
And let me tell you, I loved every second of it. It didn't feel like work. It didn't
No, it
feel like an
didn't.
assignment. It felt like we were making something creative and powerful.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, not to lie, we were concerned. It's hard stuff. It is not easy. Anyone who tells you that film majors don't do anything, that's a lie. But in the energy of that, watching other creatives work, watching yourself work, watching yourself be creative, watching Allie be a creative, that is what you want to focus on. And that's what I want to focus on. Because I'm genuinely so happy doing it. And I wouldn't want anything else for myself. Be creative, y'all.
I'm telling you guys, this recession, y'all have no choice but to follow your dreams and hope for the best.
You never know what's in store for you. And I think you can be creative even in fields where they don't consider it creative.
Yeah.
Girl, if you're in accounting, decorate your little accounting book. When you balance them, right? Because I know y'all need some intense organization.
Right.
Do some creative thing. Make it look cute. Get a new software. I don't know why I had to bring up accounting. Let's think of some others. Psychology. When you're doing your little thing, have a cute little pen. Make yourself a little pen. You know that you remember them flower pens from the 2014s that we all made?
Do I?
That Dollar Tree flower on that Paper Mate Ink Joy pen.
And some
duct floral tape. Yeah. Make you one of those and write with it. Everyone will love it. Where's the creatives? In a time full of AI, and didn't want to mention AI today, but in a time of AI and, creative power being taken away from people and things like this is the time more than ever to be creative. There is so many ways and so many audiences that you can reach. Oh. So Allie's mic kind of had a little issue there.
Okay, we're back.
Yeah. This is such a killer time to be creative. I don't know why I said it like that. Dude, this is such a creative time.
The time is now. I don't know.
There's so many ways to create, even in ways that you can't even imagine. Cooking. Just try a new recipe.
I'm a cook.
I know.
I'm a chef.
Cook. She still hasn't cooked for me, by the way. The silence, yeah.
That's crazy. You should have came to
Thanksgiving.
And my summer barbecue, I'm doing it again this year.
Oh, I need to make my way over there this time.
Ribs.
I really want to.
I made bourbon glazed
I think you make good
ribs.
mac and cheese as well. And sweet potato pie.
Well,
because where's my slice? I asked for it so long
okay,
ago.
you know what happened? I like got into like my health phase, and then I watched a lot, and I'm like, guys, I'm feeding people like stuff that is unhealthy. You know, I made all of the sweet potato pies that I told people I was gonna make.
I'm sure I remember you telling me about them.
But I had to throw it away because I was like, I don't want to feed people junk and feed into their sugar addiction.
But sometimes you really need to.
Yeah.
I support it.
Do you have one last thing to share for our listeners?
For listeners, honestly, love everyone and love everything you do.
Yeah.
Because even if your own heart gets broken, it heals. Let me tell you, I loved, I've lost, I've mourned, I've celebrated.
Mm-hmm.
Without those experiences, what do you have? What do you have to yap about? Because Queen, when we go and get a nice little cup of coffee in 30 years, what do you think me and Allie are going to yap about? Probably have our 3 kids each. Well, I only want 1. I actually want none. You know, have our 3 kids and then yap about what little Johnny was doing for soccer practice. You got to have something. And without living someone, how is that going to happen? Or I could talk about, oh yeah, I worked on 3 films, and I worked on this big film with this one actor or one actress. Oh, that's tea. I have tea on gossip on her. You know, without I'm not supporting gossip. But what I'm saying is sometimes the best things come from human experience.
Yeah.
And I think sometimes I can't agree that, sorry, I just took your little hair tie there.
You're okay.
Sometimes you don't need human experience to experience something. You can go out and do things on your own and learn, and you should.
Yeah.
Go take that solo trip. I almost went to P-Town recently. Pennsylvania town?
Why?
Or P-ville? I don't know what it's called.
What do you?
I don't think it's... Provincetown.
Why?
Why not? There's beautiful beaches, great...
In Pennsylvania?
It's in Boston.
Oh, I support it. I love Boston.
Right. P-Town, Provincetown, Boston, Massachusetts. I almost said Boston. Boston's in Massachusetts, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I almost said Boston, Massachusetts. I was like, that's wrong.
No, it is.
Wait, it is wrong?
No,
Wait.
it's right. It's right. Let me know when you go to Boston.
No. Right.
Trust.
I almost took a trip last summer. I'm not even kidding. And I kind of wish I would have done it, but I didn't have the funds.
That's fair.
Funds is important. But I maybe go to NOLA. Yes, NOLA trip.
Ooh. You could drive.
I think that's what's going to happen. Me and a friend are going to NOLA probably.
It's a nice drive.
We got to figure it out because I think they want to fly, but I'm like, I low-key want to drive, but also gas prices right now. But I won't get into that.
The drive isn't too crazy though.
Yeah. I love driving in a car. Yes. Yeah. Love everyone to your full extent, even if you don't get it back. And it's going to hurt sometimes, but through that hurt, you really find yourself sometimes, and you find the love that you can get from other people.
Yeah.
You can find the love that you get from other people. I found it from Allie and
I found it
several
from
other friends.
Mikey.
Yeah. That's really all I have to say. I mean, like, I could have a whole nother session, girl, if you want to talk about the unrequited love.
We might have to circle back.
We can. But
thank you guys so
yes.
much. Thank you, Mikey, for
Allie,
coming.
thank you. I think this is one of the most fun things I've ever done.
Yay!
Because we get to chit chat and people get to listen.
Mm-hmm.
And you know me, I love a good yip yap.
You love a good chat.
I do.
Well, thank you guys so much for listening to Allie's Digital Diary and Visual Diary.
Actually, before we go, I have one thing for you. I have one more thing.
Okay.
This is a surprise. I was waiting for you to start your thing, that way I could interrupt. I got to choose one of these. Oh, okay. In the beauty of it all, I truly met you in a time I never thought would happen. You have made such a significant difference in my life and the development of myself, and we'll both continue on different chapters of our lives. But what is one thing you want for the future of both of us? And start with yourself.
One thing I want for the future of both of us.
Oh, do hold a second.
I think for my future, I want to grow, and I want to give all of that love that I give other people, and maybe like past significant others into myself, and kind of flourish and grow.
Yeah.
And instead of like, putting all of that effort into other people, putting that into yourself and kind of having other people be inspired by that. And then for you, I would love for you to grow your relationship with God more. And so where you're so at peace that the things that used to shake you don't even shake you because God's got it. And I also want the same for you. All the effort and energy that you put into other people, I want that to be put into yourself. And so other people will be inspired by you and all the things that you do.
Oh, just abusing the mic today.
No! Thank you, Mikey, for that amazing
Thank you,
question.
Allie. I had several more, but I think that's the most important one.
I appreciate that. Thank you guys so much for listening. Tune in for our next segment with our amazing guest star, Mario, who's been waiting very, very, patiently.
I've been listening.
Bye, guys.
Bye.